Hey gamers! If you're a fan of 2D action platformer games, then you've come to the right place. In this video, we're diving into the best of 2D action platformers that released in 2024. And please note, this list only features games that launched in 2024. So don't confuse why some great titles aren't mentioned. And as always, before we jump into the list, here's a quick shout out to our sponsor. If you want to buy games with amazing discount, then our sponsor is what you need. And that's at Instant Gaming. Seriously. Instant Gaming, it's my go-to spot for grabbing games at crazy discounts. Not only do they have some insane deals, but they're also doing giveaways. Here you're not gonna find discounts like this anywhere else, trust me. Plus, they've got games for all the major platforms like PC, PS5, Xbox, and even the Nintendo Switch. So, what are you waiting for? Go check out your favorite games with Instant Gaming by click the link in the description, and save some cash with amazing discount in Instant Gaming. By using my link, you're not just saving money, but also support this channel. Alright then, let's jump back into the list. Virtua Unlimited project feels like a love letter to hardcore Mega Man Zero fans. You play as Aizawa Kana, who's on a mission to protect the world from the threat of evil technology and a mysterious entity known as the Void. The game is fair but not overly forgiving. Normal mode is great for those who want to take it easy, while Master mode is perfect for players looking for a real challenge. The best part is there's no life system leading to a game over. You can retry without the frustration. The progression system is robust, allowing you to unlock skills and extensions to enhance Kana. Whether you prefer mastering melee combat or focusing on ranged attacks, the variety of skill combinations encourages experimentation. Fallen Leaf is one of the best 2D platformers I've played this year. The story kicks off with Leaf and his younger sister, Petal, who, despite not knowing what they're getting into, decide to enter a dangerous cave. This action ends up unleashing the evil power of Lord Zankylos, the world's dark ruler. What makes Fallen Leaf stand out is that you can switch characters whenever you want. Leaf is definitely the easiest to control because his movements are smooth, while Petal is a bit trickier to handle. The game also gives you extra items like a hammer, boomerang, and spear, which consume your magic bar, kinda like the hearts in Castlevania. There are about 6 worlds, each with 20 levels, and every world has its own theme and challenges, making it hard to put the game down once you start. Elsie is the perfect pick for you if you're into the Mega Man X vibe mixed with roguelike mechanics. You play as Elsie, battling evil androids in a cyberpunk world full of challenges. The variety of weapons, from shotguns to rockets, makes every run feel fresh and exciting. Elsie is all about fun and challenge. With super responsive platforming, you can jump, wall hop, dash, and even parry enemies. Since it's a roguelike platformer, each run is different. You'll get random weapons and upgrades that change how you play each time. Sometimes you'll feel overpowered, and other times you'll struggle if the upgrades don't line up. But that's the thrill of roguelikes, right? Magenta Horizon is an awesome 2D platformer with a strong Metroidvania vibe. In this game, you play as Gretel, a reaper who's brought back to life after 200 years, trying to find her purpose after death. The story is pretty dark, but it's full of mystery and depth. The gameplay is super smooth, especially during combat. There's a unique healing system where you can heal yourself by attacking enemies, kind of like Bloodborne, but even more fun. Plus, there's a hyper armor feature that lets you take hits and keep going, which makes you feel pretty badass as you wipe out enemies and restore your health. There's also a hook to help you maneuver in battle, a cool ranged weapon, and enchanted necklaces to boost your abilities. This game is definitely underrated, and if you're into action platformers, you've got to give it a try. Tomba Special Edition is making a comeback. This legendary PS1 game is now available on modern platforms with the Tomba Special Edition. For those who aren't familiar, you play as Tomba, an adventurous kid with pink hair on a mission to collect pig bags and defeat 7 evil pigs to get your grandpa's bracelet back. The game features 2D platforming with 3D elements, giving the gameplay a fresh yet classic feel. Even though the graphics are similar to the original PS1 version, the game has been upscaled for sharper visuals. Moreover, there are cool features like a rewind option to redo actions, save any time for convenience, and remastered music. Tomba. brings back the fond memories of gamers from the original PlayStation era. If you played this game back in the day, the Special Edition is an awesome way to relive those old memories. The Commando Collection 2024 is like a modern reboot of classic 2D side-scrolling action shooters that'll hit you right in the nostalgia. You play as an Allied soldier in the World War II era, navigating highly diverse battlefields while wielding awesome weapons. It's a total blast, especially when you're taking on the epic boss fights. What makes it even better is the enriched level design and balanced difficulty, giving you just the right amount of challenge. You can customize the gameplay to suit your style, adjust enemy generation, summon boss troops, or even add blood effects for a more intense vibe. The game also boasts crisp HD visuals and cool bonuses like music videos, and if you're into action shooters or just looking for an exciting game to dive into, this one's a must-play. Abathor is a fun 2D platformer that takes you back to the golden age of Atlantis, once a mighty kingdom in the sea. The story goes that the people of Atlantis opened a gate that unleashed evil demons, leading to the fall of their city. Your mission is to step into the shoes of one of 4 heroes and close the gate to save the world. This game gives you that old-school arcade vibe. You can play solo or team up with friends, each character has their own unique abilities and speed, and you'll be fighting through all kinds of enemies in exciting ways. One thing to note is that Abathor doesn't have a save feature, so if you stop playing, you'll have to start from the beginning, just like an old-school arcade game. But if you're into nostalgia and have the time to dive in, this game is a blast. If you're a fan of platformers, Abathor is definitely worth checking out. Symphonia is a 2D platformer game set in a world that has lost its music. You play as Philemon, a musician on a mission to gather a legendary band and bring music and life back to a devastated world. To do this, you'll jump around, avoid obstacles, and solve platforming puzzles in various challenging areas. The gameplay combines smooth platforming elements where you use a bow and violin to explore the world and complete tough levels. Moreover, the game features stunning visuals and music that perfectly match the theme of a world without music. The story might not be super deep, and the music isn't exactly catchy, but the gameplay makes this game a must-try. If you're into platformers, Symphonia is a game you've got to play. Voidwrought is a standout 2D platformer that successfully delivers a cool dark atmosphere and engaging mechanics. The main goal in Voidwrought is to help the protagonist, Simulacrum, collect Ichor, the blood of the gods. As you progress, you gradually unravel the mystery behind the fall of the first civilization and a strange phenomenon known as the Red Star, marking the dawn of a new era. For me, this game is a bit of a hidden gem for fans of 2D platformers or Metroidvanias. I highly recommend giving it a try because Voidwrought offers fast-paced and exciting combat that keeps you on your toes. The Devil Within Satgat might just become your favorite 2D platformer of games the year. Now fully polished after leaving early access, this game masterfully blends the best elements of Metroidvania and Souls-like genres. You'll play as Kim Rip, a former royal guard infected by the Crimson Oil. Combat is not only exciting but also incredibly smooth. You can combine sharp katana strikes with the power of a shotgun for ranged attacks. But it's not just about the combat, this game's progression system is top tier. You can customize Kim's abilities through 7 distinct skill trees, like agility for dodging or toughness for building a stronger parry. This system gives you the flexibility to create a playstyle that truly feels like your own. Iron Meat is a 2D platformer that you absolutely need to try. At first, I thought it was just going to be another Contra-style shooter, but once I played it, wow, it's way more than that. In this game, you dive into a post-apocalyptic world where Earth has been invaded by these giant creatures called the Meat, who are obsessed with eating metal. The gameplay is exactly what you'd expect, running, jumping, and blasting enemies, and it's seriously fun. There are a ton of weapons you can use, from basic ones to some totally over-the-top crazy ones, and of course, there are power-ups that make you even stronger. What I really love is the boss fights. They're huge and insanely challenging. Every level has its own wild boss design, and the battles feel epic. Plus, playing with friends in co-op mode makes it even more fun. Alex Jones' NWO Wars is a 2D platformer that doesn't just offer fun and easy gameplay, but also a totally wacky storyline. You play as Alex Jones, ready to take on enemies that are both funny and absurd, all while wielding some serious firepower. The graphics might not be top tier, but they totally nail that nostalgic retro 2D platformer vibe. The music and sound effects are on point too, really bringing that classic feel you'd expect from old school games. In the end, it's not just about making you think, it's also about keeping you entertained without getting boring. So, if you're into 2D platformers that are fun and unique, Alex Jones' NWO Wars could be a solid pick for your gaming lineup this year.
You will join the Matrix.
Turbo Kid is a Metroidvania game that continues the story of the cult classic film, and honestly, it's one of the best 2D platformers of the year. The gameplay is super fun and addictive. Since it's a Metroidvania, you'll explore an open world divided into different areas. The game perfectly blends 80s-90s nostalgia with over-the-top action, blood, and violence, but it doesn't get too dark. There's also a lighthearted and humorous side to it that makes it enjoyable. Plus, there are emotional moments that make you care about the characters, even though you're constantly battling. And if you're into 2D platformers or a fan of the Turbo Kid movie, this game is definitely worth checking out. Shadow of the Ninja Reborn is a 2D platformer that you have to try this year. Why? Well, it's the comeback of a legendary NES game that often got overlooked back in the day, even though it was really awesome. Originally, this game came out on the NES, but it didn't get as much attention as Ninja Gaiden, which totally stole the spotlight. But now, it's back with HD graphics that look amazing and a remixed soundtrack that makes the whole experience even more exciting. It's not a super long game, but since you can choose between two characters, you'll get to enjoy the game in a slightly different way, making it fun to replay. If you're looking for a retro game full of nostalgia but with a modern twist, Shadow of the Ninja Reborn is definitely one of the best 2D platformers to come out this year. ANTONBLAST is like Crash Bandicoot, but with a touch of Wario Land and a crazy vibe straight out of Ed, Edd n Eddy. This game seriously takes you on a wild ride with platforming that's challenging, hilarious, and full of energy. What sets ANTONBLAST apart is its gameplay. Each level has a unique concept, and you're speeding through them, smashing enemies with a giant hammer. It feels like playing Crash Bandicoot, but with a fresh, unexpected twist. The levels are also super diverse. You've got everything from bomb-filled mine shafts, to urban areas with rail grinding, to sewer levels where you can even ride sharks. And don't forget the happy hour feature, which makes the gameplay even more exciting by letting you run faster and collect more stuff, but it also sends you back to the beginning of the level. Spiritfall is an action platformer that brings a roguelike concept to the table. Every run feels like you have a purpose, not just grinding over and over. Trust me, this game will keep you coming back for more, you won't get bored. The combat is super fun, especially since you can upgrade your character and weapons every time you die to prep for the next run. The roguelike vibes are on point because each time you play, there's this just one more try feeling that makes you addicted. What's even more exciting is that you can't just mindlessly smash buttons. You really need to plan your tactics to push through to the next level. This makes every run unique and full of challenges, guys. Oblivion Override is seriously one of the best 2D platformers of the year in this 2024. If you're into roguelike games that get your adrenaline pumping, this is one you absolutely need to check out, especially if you're a fan of 2D platformers. In this game, you play as Robot Crimson, and you're constantly battling your way through enemies that just get crazier as you progress. Every time you complete an area, you'll get more upgrades and new options to push forward to the next level. What sets this game apart is the intense combat. From close-range attacks to boss battles that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's not stingy with weapons either. You'll come across all sorts of gear to obliterate enemies, and each weapon has a unique feel. Bottom line, there's never a dull moment. Contra Operation Galuga is a must-play if you're into retro action platformers. In this one, you take control of Bill and Lance, two legendary heroes, as they investigate the chaos unfolding in the Galuga archipelago. Now, Contra's never been known for its deep storylines, but this time around, the plot ties the levels together in a cool way. However, if you're just here for the action, you can skip the story and jump right into arcade mode for that classic Contra experience. What's different this time is the shift from the classic 2D graphics to a 2.5D style. This means you get side-scrolling action with 3D models, giving the game a fresh and exciting feel. Whether you're playing through the story mode for that plot-driven experience or diving into arcade mode for some old-school shooting action, there's something for everyone. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is the real deal if you're looking for a game. When it comes to 2D platformers, Lost Crown sets a new standard. This game is all about those Metroidvania vibes, lots of exploration, tricky platforming, and puzzles that really make you think. On top of that, the combat is super fast-paced with slick combos and upgradable skills. As you progress, you'll unlock new abilities that aren't just for taking down enemies but also for accessing new areas on the map. It gives you that super satisfying sense of progression. The Lost Crown breathes new life into the Prince of Persia series, and for fans of Metroidvania and 2D platformers, it's a must-play.
No chance.
Anomaly Agent is the total package for anyone who loves 2D platformers. The combat is solid, the characters are unforgettable, and the whole vibe is this funky 1970s aesthetic that's just so cool. You play as a special agent from TDAY, an organization dedicated to capturing anomalies in the world. The combat feels like a tribute to 70s action movies, fast, intense, and super stylish. The clones you face have predictable attack patterns, so if you're skilled, you'll feel like a ninja taking down waves of enemies. And the boss fights? Oh, they're super satisfying, making you feel like a true Anomaly agent. If you're looking for a game that's fun, stylish, and packed with personality, this is it. Dive in and experience the thrill of being a 70s-era action hero. Frontier Hunter Erza's Wheel of Fortune is like an Animavania. The visuals, characters, and story are all inspired by anime. The game dives deep into the anime pool for its inspiration. But when it comes to gameplay, it's pure Metroidvania. You'll explore a vast world with various biomes, locked doors, and areas that need new skills to access. The standard move set includes dash, slide, double jump, and wall climbing, which are all super unique. The game gets even better with a deep RPG layer, more complex combat systems, crafting, and a party-based system. What makes it even more exciting is that during battles, you can freely switch between characters in your party. This makes your strategy more flexible and keeps boredom at bay. All of this is wrapped up in clean and satisfying 2D platformer gameplay. Momodora Moonlit Farewell is one of the coolest 2D platformers of 2024. Even though it's the fourth game in the series, I didn't feel lost in the story. In fact, it actually made me dive deeper into the world of the game. The story follows Momo, a priestess warrior from the village of Keiho, who teams up with her friend Erza to fight off the demon uprising in the surrounding areas. What really stands out in this game is the boss fights. Some of them are so epic, they'll leave you speechless. The game has this unique vibe, mysterious, cozy, and with that perfect touch of anime girl energy. And don't even get me started on the preppy pink succubus whose kiss turns into a projectile. All of these elements come together to create a gaming experience that's truly one of a kind. Neva is one of those games that really tugs at your heartstrings. You play as a warrior caring for a wolf pup in a world that's slowly being destroyed by dark forces. It's a beautiful world, but it's falling apart piece by piece because of evil demons. What makes Neva stand out is how it tells its story, without a single word. Everything is conveyed through stunning visuals, smooth animations, and a soundtrack that hits you right in the feels. There are a lot of games that are visually beautiful, but Neva has it all: the beauty, the gameplay, and the deep emotions. Trust me, you'll be holding the controller, fighting back tears as you watch this beautiful world crumble. And each new season adds its own twist, keeping the game fresh and pushing you to keep going. BlazBlue Entropy Effect is a 2D platformer hack and slash roguelike that's bound to keep you hooked. What makes the game even more exciting is its EVA-type system, which feels like an investment. Every time you finish a run, you unlock new abilities and upgrades that you can carry over to your next run. So it's not just about repeating the same thing over and over, you're always progressing. Plus, the game includes a bunch of quality-of-life features, like being able to test out upgrades in a training room before deciding which one to pick mid-run. The levels are also adaptive, so you can adjust the difficulty to match your playstyle. Entropy Effect strikes the perfect balance between fun and challenging, and the coolest part is that in hard mode, you can unlock elite enemies that drop even better rewards. Nine Souls is a 2D Metroidvania platformer from Taiwan that just dropped on PS5, and it seriously got me hooked. The story follows E, a cat-like humanoid cyborg from the Solarian race. He has to take on the Souls Council, a group of 9 powerful Solarians who are at odds with Yi's beliefs. Each boss in this game is incredibly unique, no fight feels the same. The combat system is very similar to Sekiro, where precise timing is key for dodging, parrying, and attacking. Even the smaller enemies can wipe you out if you're not careful. The world you explore is designed in classic 2D Metroidvania style, with tons of alternative paths that you can only access after unlocking certain skills. Honestly, this is one of the best 2D platformers to drop this year, so don't miss out. And that's it for today. What do you think about these lists? I know there are some amazing 2D platformer games that I have not mentioned yet. Please share your favorite in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video. And make sure to subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss another amazing list. And as always, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.